Anything like me, you've probably been hooked by the thrilling world of solo leveling, the epic story of Sung Jinwoo's incredible journey from a weakling to a total powerhouse. But what if I told you there are more animes that will get you just as addicted, with gripping plots, unforgettable characters, and jaw-dropping moments? Well, today I've got 10 anime that you need to watch if you loved solo leveling. And trust me, each one has a story so captivating you'll be glued to your screen. Let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with the rising of the shield hero. Now, if you love stories about betrayal and redemption, this one is right up your alley. Meet Naofumi Iwatani, a regular guy who's summoned into a fantasy world to be one of the four legendary heroes. But here's the catch. Instead of a sword or spear, he's given a shield. And to make things worse, he's framed for a crime he didn't commit, left with nothing but his shield and betrayed by everyone. But this isn't just about him trying to survive. This is about Naofumi's intense rise from being the world's most hated person to becoming one of the most powerful warriors in the kingdom. It's raw, emotional, and packed with action. His journey is a battle not only against monsters, but against his own pain and anger, proving that even when the world gives up on you, you can still rise up and change the game. Imagine being reincarnated as a slime. Sounds like a joke, right? Well, that's exactly what happens to Satoru Mikami, a middle-aged man who's killed in a random attack and finds himself reborn in a new world as a slime. But don't let that fool you. Rimuru Tempest, as he's now called, isn't your average slime. As he explores his new world, he gains incredible powers, builds alliances with dragons, goblins, and other creatures, and starts to create a powerful empire. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is one of the most fun and heartwarming stories you'll ever watch. Rimuru's journey is one of pure growth and ambition, but also compassion and cleverness. He starts from humble beginnings and quickly becomes one of the most influential beings in the world. The world building is rich, the characters are lovable, and the action, it's off the charts. If you love stories about someone going from weak to unbelievably strong, but with a twist of humor and charm, Slime is your next binge. This next one is for all the fans of dark fantasy and power fantasies. Overlord is the story of Suzuki Satoru, a player who's trapped in his favorite MMORPG when the game servers are about to shut down. But instead of logging out, Satoru, now in the form of his in-game character, the powerful undead overlord Ains Uwal Gaon, finds himself in a new reality where he's one of the most powerful beings alive. With no way to return to his old life, Ains decides to explore this world, all while trying to grow his power and dominate the people around him. Overlord isn't just about overpowered characters. It's a deep dive into politics, strategy, and world domination. Ains is incredibly intelligent, and the way he manipulates and outsmarts his enemies will keep you at the edge of your seat. The way the world is built, with all its intrigue and mystery, makes this series feel like an immersive experience. If you love a character who's both incredibly powerful and ruthlessly strategic, Overlord is your next anime obsession. If you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, you're missing out on one of the most legendary anime of all time. The story follows Gon Freaks, a young boy who dreams of finding his missing father, a legendary hunter. But to do that, he has to pass the grueling hunter exam and face some of the most intense, life-threatening challenges imaginable. Along the way, he makes friends, discovers his own potential, and faces enemies who push him to his limits. What makes Hunter x Hunter such a timeless story is its depth. It's not just about fighting, it's about strategy, morality, and the very essence of what it means to grow and evolve as a person. Gon's journey is incredibly personal, and you'll see him grow in ways you wouldn't expect. The fights are intense, the world building is top tier, and the character development is some of the best you'll see in anime. If you love a good, long-running story filled with twists, turns, and emotional depth, Hunter x Hunter will not disappoint. Log Horizon is an anime that takes the concept of being trapped in a game and turns it into a story about survival, strategy, and adapting to a new reality. When 30,000 players get stuck inside the game Elder Tale, they realize that the world they once played in is now their new home. Among them is Shiro, a brilliant strategist who quickly becomes one of the key figures in this world as he tries to figure out how to live and thrive in a game-turned reality. What sets Log Horizon apart is its focus on the mental and emotional aspects of being trapped in a game world. It's not just about combat, it's about building a community, navigating politics, and figuring out how to survive in a place that was once just a virtual playground. If you enjoy stories about teamwork, growth, and dealing with real-world consequences in a fantasy setting, then Log Horizon is an anime that will keep you hooked. Hero is a psychological roller coaster. Subaru Natsuki, an ordinary guy, finds himself transported to a fantasy world. But there's a catch. Every time he dies, he comes back to life at a specific checkpoint. He can't escape this cycle, and each time he dies, the stakes get higher. The series explores Subaru's emotional and mental journey as he uses his knowledge of past events to try and change the fate of those around him. The story is both heartbreaking and inspiring. Subaru's growth is incredibly profound as he struggles with his own weaknesses and learns the painful reality of being a hero. If you love a protagonist who's put through the emotional ringer and has to grow through hardship and trial, then ReZero will absolutely captivate you. This one is for fans of epic fantasy and tragedy. Berserk follows Guts, a mercenary who's lived through unimaginable pain and suffering. As he embarks on a journey of vengeance against those who have wronged him, Guts' story is one of survival, sacrifice, and fighting for the things that matter most. The world of Berserk is dark, brutal, and unforgiving, just like Guts himself. His growth isn't about becoming the strongest, it's about surviving and fighting for what he believes in, no matter the cost. If you love gritty, emotionally charged stories where the protagonist has to battle not just monsters, but his own inner demons, Berserk is a must-watch. The devil is a part-timer, takes a hilarious twist on the whole power-up concept. The devil, Satan himself, finds himself stranded in modern Tokyo after losing a battle to a hero. With no magic and no kingdom to rule, Satan has to work at a fast food restaurant to survive. But here's the catch. He's still ridiculously strong. As he adapts to this new world and tries to regain his powers, Satan's journey is full of hilarious moments, but it's also about learning to rise up and regain control. It's lighthearted, funny, and surprisingly heartwarming. So if you need a break from all the intense action, this one will give you a good laugh and some great character development. Attack on Titan is one of the most iconic anime of the past decade, and for good reason. Humanity is on the brink of extinction, trapped behind giant walls as massive, terrifying titans threaten their survival. Eren Yeager, the story's main protagonist, joins the military with one goal in mind: to take down the titans and uncover the mysteries of their existence. What makes Attack on Titan so gripping is its fast-paced action, the complex characters, and the mysteries that unfold. As Eren grows stronger and learns more about the titans, the stakes get higher, and the battles get more intense. It's an anime that keeps you on the edge of your seat, constantly surprising you with twists and turns. If you love high-stakes action and an evolving story, this one's for you. Finally, the Saga of Tanya the Evil brings us a unique and compelling story about Tanya Degorachaf, a ruthless salaryman who is reincarnated as a young girl in a war-torn world. With no choice but to join the military, Tanya uses her intelligence and ruthless tactics to climb the ranks and secure power. Tanya's rise to power isn't about brute strength, it's about her mind, her ambition, and her unrelenting desire for control. The show is dark, intense, and full of military strategy, making it a must-watch if you love stories about rising to the top through sheer willpower. Tanya is the ultimate anti-hero, and her journey will have you glued to the screen. And that's a wrap on the top 10 anime you have to watch if you loved solo leveling. Each of these stories brings something unique to the table, from intense action to unforgettable characters and power-ups. Which one are you going to start first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe for more anime recommendations. Catch you in the next one, and happy watching.